time for our meeting to start. Please join me with the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Talk about those baseball teams.
Play ball.
Okay, the first thing we got today is approving the agenda. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead, Roger.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Nope. Okay, all in favor of approving the agenda as it is, say yes.
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 Opposed? None. Next thing up is the public hearing, and I believe I have to do we have to have a motion for that, Will?
Yeah, you should open the hearing and then close it.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the opening of the public hearing for 1002 Colby Street.
Support.
second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion or questions? Okay, we'll open that meeting right now. And,
You gotta vote.
all in favor of the special meeting, say yes.
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 All right, so then, is it just a matter of what exactly do we need to do here? Okay. Anybody care to speak on it? This is the Commercial Rehabilitation District exemption for Jeremy and
Garcia.
Lakeland, get away.
This
well,
is the
struggling
first,
here for the Lakeland Inn.
this is the first one, isn't it? Since we did the thing. Good.
Could we have an explanation of it?
This is for an exemption for the opening of the Lakeland Inn. It's a tax exemption for Jeremy, and as part of our efforts to rehabilitate parts of the city.
You did approve this before it sunsetted, right before the end of the year, and then, of course, the commercial rehab district sunset, and then they reopened it. So now, in order to actually have it go into effect, he's reapplying, and we're going through the process again. So that's where we are again.
So was there a sunset of the new one, have you heard?
No, it's actually, it's part of the budget.
Oh, good.
No public comment? Any discussion from the council? Okay, I guess we'll close this public hearing and we will vote on that later. Next up is the consent agenda. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
Questions or discussion?
Okay,
Looks at me all the time, and I have
Okay.
nothing.
Tanya has a question.
Okay, so the part of the strategic plan we had, is that just to kind of show us how you want to lay it out, Dave?
Yeah, that's one section of it.
Okay.
I didn't want to keep on bringing a different rock and saying different rock. So if this is more on par with what you all want, I'll finish it.
Okay, and then we'll have that on the work session again? Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of time, like just general direction, so I know what you
Okay, sure.
No one else? All in favor of approving the consent agenda as it is, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Messages from the mayor, council, and city manager. Ian, go first.
All right, thank you. All right, so strategic plan. part of this packet, I believe it's the next page, is just an example of what each section would look like. Some are going to be larger than others, but I at least wanted to get the council's general take on if this is more in the direction you'd like to see, or is there something else you want added or subtracted, you don't like this format. I just don't want to recreate a whole document and not have some feedback along the way.
I did have a few questions.
Go ahead.
I think I like the format, it's more specific, but I also think going forward, some definitions would be helpful, like what constitutes a change is material or major. People have different views about those things. What type of changes will come back to council? Will we be informed of smaller changes? I think that's kind of it. Oh, what's a material change in scope, schedule, funding, or policy? So just making sure that we're clear about the terms on both sides.
Makes sense. Thank you.
How many sections would there be, do you think?
Ask me the one question I'm not prepared for. I think we had 8 priorities. Some were minor, or just didn't have as much meat to them, but I believe there's 8 priorities.
Okay. Anybody else?
I also like the format. I think spelling out who's doing what and when is.
Yeah. All right.
Look good to me also.
Okay. I'll have another iteration for you then for the work session. Okay. Construction Board of Appeals. It met last night for the first time. So this is concerning 1006 East Colby. The outcome was the applicant was denied his motion. The basics of this are that he's a tenant of that big building, and he made some changes to the interior. And myself, Bob Tufts, Toby, and Keith Heidelberg were all in the building. I got permission from the previous owner because we had to go in and look at a few things fire-wise, because I wanted to know what was preventing that person from opening. While we went through the space, we noticed there was a bunch of construction being done unpermitted. So stop order work went out the window, and we engaged Mr. Antal, had conversations with him, thought we came to a resolution. We didn't. Plans were submitted, not approved. A little bit of time went by. He takes us to court because he just disagrees with the inspector's take. And the latest problem is because of the size of the space, the calculation for plumbing makes him put in a second bathroom. He didn't want to put in a second bathroom, so he wanted to have 2 different uses of the space. One was mercantile, one was business. So Bob said, you have to make it distinct and separate the 2. The architect put a fire-rated wall on the drawing saying, this is what we plan on building, a fire-rated wall. So that's what Bob went off of, and he approved it with conditions. Then after it was approved, the applicant said, I don't want to do that. I want to just pen and change what the architect did, and we wouldn't accept that. So that's the crux of the issue.
Yeah, firewalls are pretty important.
And that's it. I mean, it's costed us a lot of money just to resolve this minor issue.
So firewalls aren't terribly expensive. There's certain material you need to put on them and in between them and everything else, and they gotta go a certain.
Well, and that's
yeah,
what.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
When he got the permit, that's what his drawing said. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then he said he didn't want to do it, so I told him to resubmit drawings at least 6 times, and we got nowhere. So he went to the Construction Board of Appeals. They denied it. And I'm sure we'll be back in court in no time.
Will's like that.
All right, any questions on that? Forest Hills neighborhood, city received a purchase offer of $84.45. The land is approximately 5.63 acres. There's no decision has to be made today or anything. We can push this to a work session, but it's city-owned property. We're in no rush to do anything. Nobody's gonna build on it in the meantime. But I just wanna get some general direction on, if we wanna sell it to one owner, offer it to public bid, or go to each individual adjacent property owner and offer them for sale. But we do have an offer that was submitted to me earlier this summer that I've been mulling over for a little while. I requested from a broker, what do you think it's worth? He said residential property like that is worth $25,000, but it's also basically a floodplain. So that's why we
Landlocked.
Yeah, and landlocked. So it's not like your typical residential. So in between 8 and 25,000 is accurate. Just figuring out the right number, and then do we want one owner or how would we like to proceed? The way I look at it is we can either negotiate the price, go to the adjacent property owners, or put it out for public bid, or do nothing.
I like the idea of it being sold and going back on the tax records and getting something. I mean, basically it's a useless piece of property to the city because we can't develop it into what it was originally planned to be as a subdivision because of the water table restrictions. So, and I would say that offering it to all the adjacent owners, even if they were interested in it, is just gonna cost the city more than what we would get for it because we would have to subdivide it then.
Yeah, we'd have to
It'd have to
survey
be
it.
all resurveyed and subdivided to each one of those pieces of land where now we don't have to do anything but just dispose of it.
Right.
That's my take on it.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
My bad.
Would there be any feasible subdivision by the purchaser afterwards?
I doubt it. I spoke to him and there's no interest in doing that. He just wants it to stay open land.
Okay.
And somebody would have a real hard time with that. I mean, the water comes rushing through there in those like April to June storms. It's pretty bad. I mean, it flooded out the little red house. I think it's 123 Warner. It's flooded them several times.
Okay.
There's more land to the east, is that correct? Or is that the whole amount that's there?
That's the whole amount. There's more vacant property to the north of this parcel,
Okay.
but we don't know. It's somebody else's property.
But I believe it's actually two separate parcels. Correct.
Would they be huntable?
Okay.
Would that be something as positive as somebody owns it, they could hunt on it? That's big enough for.
I
Yeah,
imagine
if it comes to
right?
3
I
acres.
imagine that's what the buyer wants.
Can't like anything over 3 acres where we're at right now. So
Right.
it would be huntable.
Tanya?
Well, if you want, I mean, I have to admit that I do find value in vacant land. It's not totally useless. And I get what you're saying, Scott.
I didn't mean useless. I just meant
Yeah, I know.
it's useless to the city as a parcel to develop.
But just generally that, open land has a lot of value to it. And if they're gonna purchase it and leave it open, that's something to, that's a positive for the city as well. Just so long as somebody doesn't think they're gonna be able to build on it and try to build on it.
That would be an engineering feat, because I walked through there in the springtime, it was terrible.
It's been known to happen.
Can it be sold with a stipulation that you can't build on
I have no idea.
Yeah, you can do things like that. That tends to limit the value too. So
Yeah.
there's some issues with that, and that can run into tax issues too. If it becomes some kind of easement like that and restriction, that'll lower the value if you're looking to get taxes out of it.
those two parcels are connected together. Do they have an easement from Warner Street right now?
Warner and Benston.
Benston.
Oh,
It's really overgrown on the Benston side.
okay.
Yeah, I think person would just like green space. Which we don't have to sell it either. I want to, like, I was offered this, so I.
No, it's like I said, we can hang on to it, but it's not making us any money.
Correct.
If we sell it, I realize it would be very limited in the amount of money what we're gonna get out of it tax-wise, but at least we'd be getting something for it,
And it was way off.
rather than it just sitting there.
Nothing official at this point, but it sounds like it's a positive from council,
Okay.
or acceptable at least.
Yeah, I'll definitely have some of the next work session for it then. A little more concrete. Okay, yeah, I just want to get everyone's general sentiment about it. Okay, capital improvement plan. So we put some of the stuff in the budget, and then I realized that I missed some things. So in order to rectify that, I'm presenting the capital improvement plan. Some items in there are scheduled for 26, 27. A lot of it got rearranged because all the road construction, but the soffit was under budget, so we're able to get a new furnace and air handlers or air conditioners for this building. So it's additional upgrades that we didn't plan for this year that we just got done this week. And actually brand new, sitting out there. So 3 new air conditioners because we came under budget on the other
They
thing.
work.
It was nice.
I'm sure they're more efficient.
Are they all high efficiency?
They were all of our furnaces were, I think we have 5 furnaces and 4 of them were 80% or less efficient. They have to be 96%, and these ones are. So they're all high efficiency stuff and up to standard now. We still have a few to go, but we'll chip away at it. Okay, and then I met with a playground consultant because also the capital improvement plan, it has $150,000 for playground upgrades at G Park. Beth had a family emergency, so I ended up having to meet with a consultant. He gave me a 2D and 3D rendering, and I'll present it to all of you, and obviously they'll have to come if we're gonna proceed with it for a vote, but I at least want to give an update. That's something we're working on, is upgrading that playground at G Park, and then just general upgrades to the grass and maybe make that field a soccer field rather than just an open area.
When we get that, would it be okay to run it by some of the neighbors?
They'll tell me. No, yeah. Actually, what motivated me for this was getting approached by a neighbor requesting to put the money in for better playground equipment there because he's got a house and kids. So
That neighborhood's flipped over.
That's all younger
So she
people,
got younger people down there.
Yeah, well, it's not all younger
Well,
people.
a lot, yeah.
one lady is running a daycare out of her house, so she definitely wants it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's something I'm working on and I'm making sure we can fit in the budget.
I'm still pro for neighborhood parks. I think it helps everything. I mean, it helps the neighbors, gives them a place to go, kids not sit in front of the TV, I mean, gives them a place, so I'm all for it, so.
And as far as funnel field goes, I'm still, we're on a holding pattern for DNR grants, so I won't know until October to do anything there. So that's why I just moved on to a different park. That's all I have.
All right. Scott, you want to go next?
I have something I was gonna talk about, but I think I'll just wait and talk to Dan about it afterwards, instead of making it public. So I'm good.
Okay. Jeff?
Just so everybody's aware, Alice Street should be top coated here. I think the guys told me starting tomorrow again. Get the top coat in. Please try to stay off the road. I do believe this is the sticky mix that takes a little while to set up, so please stay off the road. Otherwise, you create divots and it doesn't work real well. So they've been busting their butt. Talking to the guy, like I said, I live there, so I talked to the guys, and this is their first job with that new machine they bought. They had some issues with it. They worked through it. And they got stuff ground up. So that's why that center piece didn't get ground up the other side of Warren for a while, because they had to fix the machine or get the machine figured out. So they were real go-getters about that. So something, as far as streets goes, because I kind of missed the bus on this, if we put it out that we're gonna redo the streets, there are a lot of people with asphalt driveways, if we let them know in that area. And we talk to the people, sometimes they'll do driveways while they're doing everything else while the machines are. I'm just thinking improvements for them as well. Hey, if we're already here throwing asphalt down, we got the machine here versus coming out, we may save you a few dollars here and there, but if we let them know, that would be great, so.
We have enough time with Livingston and Muskegon to do that.
Yeah.
This one we were trying to fit it in
Yep.
before.
Oh, yeah, we already had a bus go down.
And you live there, is there a problem with garbage trucks? Like, were you able to take your garbage out?
No, I did. The only issue I had was one day the mail on my side of the road didn't get done because the mail people decided that they were going to deliver on that side. Tanya's side got it, our side didn't. So, but yeah, that was the only issue that I had. And I haven't said right now. It'd probably be a little narrow with the cones and just to let everybody else know there's big holes. If you decide to drive down that road at night, just beware there's cones, and if you miss the cones, you're gonna go into a manhole that's open about 2 feet down, so, they got it marked, so, yeah, I'm right in front of my house. That's, that I think is it. I did, talk to Stephanie Ware, and I was asked to be on the Maritime Committee for next year, so I will be assisting them with all my vast knowledge from the Whitehall Fire Day, so just so you guys are all aware. So if you got any ideas, send them my way, so make me look good. That's it.
Debbie?
I attended the Construction Board of Appeals meeting. I read about it and I asked Dan, and it was the first one we had that, I mean, in any of my recollection, we appointed that, probably reappointed, because I think it's been the same members for quite some time, they've just never met, so I just found that pretty fascinating that it was the first one we've had, so it speaks to, I think, the ability of our inspectors and all of that kind of stuff to do their due diligence and get things done appropriately. I was very impressed that they heard the arguments, the appeal. They had good discussion. I thought they made good recommendations. They ultimately ended up denying the appeal, but I thought it was done very well, respectfully. Bob Tufts, the inspector, there was occasion where people could have lost their cool. There were some tense moments, but he kept it together and spoke his piece very, very calmly, respectfully. I thought it was very well done. So I was proud to attend the inaugural Construction Board of Appeals meeting. I hope we don't have to have any more.
Bill Chappell quit.
Yeah,
He said it was.
yeah, he resigned.
He did, so, okay, great, we already lost.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought, hats off to everybody that was involved, I thought it was well done.
Roger.
Nothing this evening.
Come on, World Series, that's big.
You can say ditto.
You could say ditto. I would say ditto, but mine is slightly different than Jeff's. No, I had the front seat looking at the road project, and they mobilized very fast, very effectively. I did watch as they tinkered with the different equipment, but they're very efficient. Looked like they did they're doing a fantastic job, so I'm impressed. So,
Yeah, one of the guys I forgot to tell you lives over on Acre Court, so one of the construction guys from Columbia, so he's a local.
I stopped and talked to a couple of them, asked them a few questions, so they were, but they were working hard.
They've been doing a good job of keeping Don informed of everything they've got planned, so I really like the company.
That's great.
You all set? I had just one thing, and that has to do with other roads. I went to the West Michigan Shoreline Regional Development meeting last week, and MDOT is going to be working on our intersection at Colby and US 31 shortly after Labor Day. And they actually have to lift the bridge beams up off the concrete to examine what's been going on, if there's any issues or anything. So the bottom line is that there will be one lane shut down at a time while they're working on that bridge. I don't know if they're going to do both bridges at the same time. Some of the support beams are going to be interfering with traffic on Colby. They're going to try and keep 2 lanes open so that there'll be one going each direction. And the ramp that you take when you're northbound, the ramp to get off, go do the loop and back into town here, is going to be closed the whole time until the project is done, which is going to be about the middle of November. So sounds like a major issue. So we'll get by it. Next up,
The northbound ramp?
right.
No, I mean,
We're
we're
gonna do
driving
both,
on that
right?
lane too.
Both
I mean, you're gonna do
lanes, but the northbound ramp will be closed.
Okay.
If they do end up having to shut down all but one lane of Colby, they'll have that same kind of thing with stopping. But they're trying hard to avoid that. Next issue up is public comment. Anybody in the audience like to say anything? You got 3 minutes. Nope. All right, we'll go on to, there's no old business, new business. First one up is the road closure request for Howmet's 75th year celebration.
I make a motion that we approve the road closure for Howmet's 75th anniversary celebration.
Second.
Any discussion? I just had a question. Is that going to be public for the residents, or is that just for the business and their stakeholders?
It's usually for employees or retirees,
Okay.
but.
It doesn't say.
With it being their 75-year one, I couldn't answer that for sure. But it's
Show up and see if they feed you.
all the other ones have
Show up and see if they feed you.
Oh,
all the other ones have always been for employees and their families and
It'll depend on what they're serving. No other discussion, and I think we could do this with the voice vote.
So,
All in favor of approving that, say yes.
yes.
Opposed? None. Second one up is the road closure request for the Good Neighbor Day dinner.
I will support the request for a street closure. I'm just looking for the date of that.
September 24th.
Okay, here, September 24th, at the Playhouse on Slocum.
You said also, I will support it. Did you make, that was your motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that.
Discussion on that.
I can say I've attended all of them and it's a fun thing to go to.
It is. If there's nobody else, we can have a voice vote on that also. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
And opposed? Nothing. Resolution 2642, the commercial rehab exemption certificate application, which we talked about earlier.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2642, the commercial rehab exemption certificate application for 1002 Colby Street, Jeremy Garcia.
Second.
Discussion on that.
Hope to see more.
Sounds like there's none. That has to be a roll call.
Correct. Holmstrom,
Yes.
Hillebrand,
Yes.
Squires,
Yes.
Kabala,
Yes,
Brown,
Yes,
Seymour.
Yes. So that passes. We go on to resolution 2643, which is the water meter equipment purchase authorization. Need a motion?
I'll
for
make
that?
a motion on resolution 26-43 for approval.
Support.
Questions or discussion?
it'd be helpful to have a little recap of it, like from Dave maybe.
So
Dan, do you have a comment on that?
more Don's thing, but a lot of the water meters, like the guys will drive by and pick it up. Be able to read meters that way, just electronically. Some of them aren't that anymore, and they need to be changed out. So it's an effort to start knocking that out.
And this was already approved in the budget.
Yes, yeah, it's a planned project. There's a lot of them, they're expensive.
There's a lot of them in there.
Can you record it down? It's under budget.
Any other comments or questions? If not, let's do a roll call on that.
Brown,
Yes,
Squires,
Yes.
Kabala,
Yes,
Holmstrom,
Yes.
Hillebrand,
Yes.
Seymour.
Yes. So 2643 passes. Public comment again. This is your second chance in the meeting.
Good evening, I'm Tamara Horn. I live in the city of Whitehall. I was just going to mention there was some discussion about the implementing pieces of the energy audit. And if I'm understanding right, the air conditioners were replaced and that maybe furnace is next for consideration. I just wanted to mention if the city didn't know that the library recently had to replace their HVAC system, and it was part of an energy audit they did. So it might be good to talk to the director at the library and see like what discussion they had about that.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, it's time to adjourn at about 6:33. God bless Whitehall.